Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Carlson. I think I've got all the mics and everything on, music off. I think we're ready to go. Welcome. Today is February 22nd, 2021. I can't even believe it's almost the end of February. For those of you out there waiting for tax returns to get done, remember I couldn't do them until the 12th, and there's still several forms. I did 3 over the weekend that the forms aren't finalized yet, so there are still some issues out there. They're also still debating making some changes. I haven't run into anything that might be affected by that, but we're getting to them, and we'll get them cranked out as quickly as we can. Today, I want to welcome you. Hope you had a great weekend. I had a fantastic weekend. I'm going to show you what my son and I have been working on. It's pretty cool. Of course, I'm a dork, as some of my friends said, but I like cool stuff, and I like playing. I did a show sometime last year. I need to start keeping a list of these so I don't repeat them on a regular basis of these things I think of in my mind about opportunity costs and time. But over the weekend, we had a great time. I hope everyone this morning is enjoying a nice warm cup of strangely warm coffee that you can pick up freshly brewed or ground or not ground at the Sebring Farmers Market every Saturday from 8 until noon, right downtown across from the Sebring Public Library at Ridgewood, Franklin, and Lakeview. It's a great time. Look for the big chicken out there, the big rooster out there. It's great. Please come out and support the vendors. But you know what's better than a cup of strangely warm coffee? A cup of strangely warm coffee that I carried to work in my Spikes tactical thermos. Yeah, that's cool. I love that. You know what also is weird about being on camera? Trying to fix your hair or your shirt, because when I reach over here on the camera, I'm reaching over here. Anyway, just one of those weird things that I wanted to bring to you today. So today's topic, do I need to file a tax return? And I'm going to kind of focus on children and show you one of the tools that I think is unbelievably confusing. But check this out first. I want you to be able to see. Let me see if I can do this on. Whoops, I did it wrong. On. There I am. See me up. Check this thing out. Wait, down here. This is what Logan and I have been working on this weekend, being the cool kids that we are. We're doing some remodeling at the house, and this is the closet that I designed in AutoCAD. And for any of my carpenters out there, this is not perfect, but it gives us a pretty good design to be able to build. And if you saw my story this weekend, you saw we built 3 of these cabinets right here and the drawers that go along with it, and we put one of the drawers in. Anyway, pretty cool. Wanted to show you that. Just had a good time, a little bit of downtime, cutting some wood. That's how some people like to relax. So that's not what today's topic's about, though. Today's topic is about, do I need to file a tax return? And this came up because one of my clients sent me 2 W-2s for their son. And if you're watching this morning, good morning. I did get called out by one of my clients a week or 2 ago asking, hey, is that topic because of me? Yeah, if you know who you are, it's because of you, because I try to keep these topics very timely and things that hit you during the week. So do I need to file a tax return? The son got 2 W-2s. Each of the W-2s was for around $1,500, and there was, I think, $6 or $7 worth of withholding federal income tax taken out that day. So not a big deal, but not really a reason to file a tax return. So what I thought I would do is show you guys the IRS website. This is irs.gov, the official website of the IRS, and you go straight to their website, and these are the main buttons that you see. The interesting thing about this is that there is no do I need to file a tax return button on there. Just file your taxes for free. I don't know how that tool works. Maybe we'll show it another day because I honestly don't want to file a tax return for you if you don't need to, or if I don't need to help you do it. I would rather you save that money, put it back into the economy, buy something cool with it, maybe some strangely warm coffee, maybe a bicycle over at Legacy Bicycles, maybe lunch at Faded. There's all kinds of ways you can spend that money versus giving it to me. But if you give it to me, I'll put it back in the economy for sure. So I just wanted to see how hard is it to find, do I need to file a tax return? So I went to the IRS webpage, and you go to individuals or forms and instructions. There's no clear answer on there of, do I need to file a tax return on any of these tabs? Where's my refund? Can I file a free return? Can I pay? Certainly, that's something big on the IRS radar. For individuals, so let's just search real quick. I'm now a couple in. Coronavirus release, processing delays, view your tax account, where's my refund, how to file. So over here it says how to file, IRS free filing online, how to sign, Form 240. So far I've seen nothing that tells me, answers the question, do I need to file a tax return? I'm going to move my keyboards and mouses since I'm using a different one. So here's what I normally tell people. When you're trying to find tax forms, even any type of tax forms, it's easier to Google it than it is to search on the IRS webpage, because Google does a better job of finding it than they do. So I typed, do I have to file a tax return? And right there in the middle of the page is an IRS tool called Do I Need to File a Tax Return? Now, be careful when you're searching for things anytime on the internet, especially in this case. We know that we're searching for an IRS tool, and the IRS official website is irs.gov. Make sure that whatever link you click on is that website, so you know that you're on the official webpage of the IRS. And remember that you could click on other sites that look like this. They can make them. You can pretty much design a web page to look however you want. So there are fake web pages out there, I'm sure, that look just like the IRS web page. So make sure in the URL up here you see the right URL that you're looking for. This is securirs.gov, and some people will make it irs1.gov. So be on the lookout for that as you're clicking on these things. So this is a tool. It says it's going to take 12 minutes to complete. After 15 minutes of inactivity, you'll have to start all over again because it doesn't record it. But I wanted to just walk you through this tool real quick. Now, this can help out if you're young, if you're a student working part-time, if you're retired and you're not really making that much income anymore. You can go through this series of questions, and it might be hard to see on there. I don't know how to... Let me see if I can zoom in on this questionnaire real quick. All right, let me see. If it starts cutting, I'm going to go down one button. So if it starts cutting things out, I'll let you know. So you want to get started. I thought I did this tool for that particular client a little while ago, and I thought it was not very user-friendly. But we're just going to go through the questions. We're looking at 2020 tax year. What's your marital status? This particular case, single or unmarried. Next button, what's your filing status? Again, I'm not sure. I guess that was actually asking for your actual status. Did you receive Social Security benefits? No. Now, if you're retired, obviously you would want to put yes, and maybe it'll ask you for, there's no way to go back on this, so I'm not really sure how to do that. This does not include benefits received for your dependent. No. Railroad retirement. Provide your own support. Did you provide more than half of your own support for 2020? In this case, it's a minor child, so the answer to that question is no. They did not provide half their support for last year. Your birth date, I'm just going to make one up. January 1, 2005. Are you can you be claimed as a dependent of another person? This is important for minor children, and the issue of dependency claiming is whether or not you provided half of your support for the year or if someone else provided half of your support. So it's an important question. And some of these questions actually have little links where you can highlight them. What was your earned income? I'm just going to say $5,000. This is important because there is a difference for minor children if they have unearned income, and we're not going to cover that today, but it is a little bit different. What is your unearned income? And these little boxes will let you list what unearned income is. That's basically interest and dividends. Oh, it makes you actually enter 0. Now, there's obviously an easier tool, and I'll show you that when we're done. In the instructions, it tells you, were you blind? But this really will guide you through. Again, I think it's very confusing. Have you claimed for some homebuyer credit? No. You would think that if I said I put my birth date in, meaning I'm a minor, and I'm a dependent of another, and I didn't provide half of my own support, why would it even ask you that? Because it knows I'm a minor. I can't even buy I can't buy a house if I'm a minor. Did you receive tips? That's important because if you received cash tips that weren't reported on your W-2, then that could come into play here. Do you owe any additional taxes? See what I mean? As you start getting through this box, it just gets more and more confusing. Does your box 12 of W-2 have amounts? We're going to say no in this particular case. Do you have any recapture taxes? People don't even know what any of this means. So that's as far as I'm going to go in this tool. I really just wanted to show you how hard it is to find things through the IRS website and how difficult some of their tools are. Now let's just look up, we can go back to the IRS website, and I believe we can look for forms, Form 1040, instructions for Form 1040. We can go down the instructions for Form 1040 and see, do you have to file? Under the do you have to file, it will tell you very clearly how old the kids are, if there's an issue with unearned income, and whether or not your income meets the threshold to whether or not you have to file. Basically, for most people, this little chart right here tells you whether or not you have to file. So in this case, the person was single, they're under 65 years of age, and their income was less than $12,000. Simple, no reason to file. If there are odd things out there, that could make you, I know this is kind of boring this morning, right? That could make you have to file if you had unearned income or self-employment income, other things of that nature. So there are differences. If you don't know, shoot me an email, read the instructions that right above this chart on Form 1040 instructions, and that'll help you out. If you need help beyond that, let us know. Now, one caveat that I want to throw out there about having to file, depending on your age, especially if you're retired and receiving Social Security, I have had a few customers come in. They didn't have to file a tax return in 2019. And at the time, in February, March of 2019, if you didn't need to file, we told you didn't need to file. We're not going to charge you to file a return that you don't have to file. Unfortunately, the stimulus money that came out kind of confused that a little bit, because if you didn't file a return, it impacted or could have impacted your stimulus money. And then they put a tool online that effectively filed a tax return for you. So if we were filing a tax return for you, but hadn't gotten it yet, it was a little bit confusing there. So the only message I have there is we have no idea what the IRS is going to do. They're currently still debating the $1,400 additional credit. They're still debating lots of things. None of that is law yet. None of that is 100%. There is no schedule or anything else. So we have no idea if you aren't required to file a tax return for 2020, if that will impact any future stimulus money that comes out and may have required you to file a tax return. So keep an eye on it. We will. If anything changes and that comes out, we'll let you know in a future show. Next week, I was challenged by a client last night, actually, to read a book. I'm going to read that book. Stop reading. I'm reading Andrew Breitbart's book right now, which is fantastic. If you haven't read that, read it. Read Matthew McConaughey's book before that. Fantastic. If you have a chance, listen to the audio book. He's just great. And so next week, I'm going to read that book. One of my friend Sergio, asked me last night if I had read it. I'm going to read it this week, and I'm going to put together a synopsis, and we're going to talk about it next Monday morning. So stay tuned. I'm not going to tell you what the book is, but it's going to be fun, and it's directly related to taxes and how they impact you in the future and how you can plan for them or not plan for them. So without further ado, I'm going to end this episode of Coffee with Carlson. Thank you for joining me. As always, we love having you on board. We hope that if you're watching this later in the day or just listening to it in the background, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions for us, you can reach me at any time, 863-382-4141. You can shoot me an email at jeff@carlsonaccounting.com, or you can go straight to our webpage, www.carlsonaccounting.com, and schedule an appointment with me right online. We've got plenty of slots for anyone that wants to come in. We're always welcoming and excited to have new customers. And we love tax time because it's a time of year and we get to see people. Sometimes we only see once a year. Sometimes they're only in town for a few months and we get to spend a little time with them. So stop by anytime. We've always got warm coffee here and we'd be delighted to see you. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.